Welcome back, mi gente. It's your girls, Nati Natalia and that killer Brit, and you are listening to Las Chicas del Barrio podcast. So,
Period.
for today's episode, we are talking about Kendall Jenner and her 818 tequila. Last week, the social media was kind of going crazy on it because Kendall Jenner has now come forth as the face for 818 tequila, and a lot of people had a lot of negative things to say. I would say it was a lot of negativity. Not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I rolled my eyes. I don't really care for the Kardashian people. I never supported them. I don't buy into Kylie. I don't buy into Kim. None of them. Never liked them. God bless them though, you know. So when I saw Kendall, I was just kind of like, I mean, I could stand her a little bit, but for the most part, just because of their name and their reputation, I didn't really care and I rolled my eyes. And I did feel some type of way, especially since it was tequila. And I am of Mexican descent. So I was kind of like, mm, another white girl trying to do something Latina, you know? How did you feel about it, Britt?
So actually, I'm a Kardashian fan girl. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, y'all, I just love the
It's
drama.
okay.
I'm in there. Like I just,
Chisme, chisme,
oh my god,
chismosa
I'm right
culture.
there. Oh yes, I'm right in it. Okay, but well, recently it's crazy. Okay, so I did like this whole social media sweep.
Okay.
So I didn't have any idea that I stopped following like all these celebrities, the shade
Mm.
room, because I know the shade room be talking a
Popping.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to stop it. I cut it out like about a month ago,
Yeah.
and so I had no idea that Kendall was making tequila. That's how you know, because I had to
Yeah.
literally. I don't follow any other Kardashians, so once you told me, I was like, what? And then I was doing like more research on it. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So initially, how I feel, I honestly personally support anyone's hustle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the way that you go about doing it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I support if she wants to do a tequila whole thing. I see how she's doing it, cool. But I don't support the way that it's coming about to light. You know, like oh now it's a thing because Kendall posted it. You know, which I get
Mm-hmm.
it, it's your tequila, you want to post it, but I would much rather see more in the sense of you going to the actual tequila farm and like where it's being produced, the people who are producing it, like some real stuff, you know. Like I don't think that just because you post it on Instagram that oh my god, like it's gonna be the best tequila ever because it's a Jenner that made it. I don't agree with that
Yeah.
at all, actually. And I don't agree too where, for example, if you are using your plant or your base for your whole tequila is in Mexico, I don't agree that you should have an American name to it, like the 818, how you were telling me.
Mm.
How can you call something okay 818 tequila? That's but 818 is in the Valley area, like you were telling me in California.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you sit there and invest or make a tequila farm or whatever in the Valley area or somewhere California based, you know?
Yeah.
Compared to you over here in Mexico using Mexican workers that are creating your tequila, and I we could only hope that you're not underpaying these workers because it is a third world country. I am hoping, but again, we don't know. And so when it came to that perspective, I was kind of, I would say an eye roll definitely came out when I was like reviewing that, because I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, I get it, you know. People outsource, right?
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
understand it, but it's like how I feel about Fashion Nova. Where before Fashion Nova
Mm.
was cool and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now it's fast fashion. You feel me? Now
Yes.
it's like product after product. So now you're using the people who are of a minority group, and you're underpaying them to come up with all these fashion designs for you to make more money off of. Like the owner of Fashion Nova lives in a freaking $17 million home while your workers are struggling having
Yeah.
2 4 jobs. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So then I think about that in the whole Kendall perspective, and it's kind of annoying in the sense where you guys can afford actual people in America to work for you, you
Yeah.
know? And I get the whole outsourcing thing. I do. I really do. But if you're going to sit here and you're going to use an American name, you have American money, like, because you're eating real good, right?
Sis. Mm.
From what we can see, y'all, they eat real
They do
good
not struggle. They do not
at
go
all.
hungry.
So you would think that they would sit here that and invest in their own country like how we're supposed to, because America, we're all like, oh no, we want to keep everything here in America, we're not going to outsource. But you're using outsourcing in order to quote unquote help people from another country. I could only hope that you are paying them the American wages, not the Mexican wages, because let me tell you, that conversion is very different. It's very different. Okay. And I don't think that's what I think pissed me off more, and
Yeah.
also too, when she was like writing about it, I think specifically if you're doing something within the Latinx community, let me tell you something, and you're not from the Latinx community, you need to be careful of the wording that you use, how you're being, how you're showing this to an audience or the people that
Yeah.
follow you, because all of that, what it comes off of us Latinxers is we're saying, okay, so this white girl is really trying to use our people in order to be to make tequila, and then she's gonna bring this to America for all the white friends to pay
Mm-hmm.
God knows how much for a tequila just because it's Kendall Jenner's tequila. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? While our
Mm-hmm.
people in the pueblo are still struggling, still trying to get clean
Exactly.
water. That's where I have the issue with it. Do I
Yeah.
support the hustle? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but then you have to educate yourself and know how exactly are you going to bring this topic to people in America to understand, because everyone talks about Mexico like they're the worst of the worst, and
Oh,
drug and crime and all this stuff,
yeah.
right? Okay, but look at this. But look, how about the tequila? Everybody drinks tequila in America.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those places come from Jalisco. Jalisco probably has
Mm-hmm.
one of the best tequila places ever. You know?
Yeah. I think with her, I think she has a responsibility.
Yes.
Like we all do. We really all do. I think we should be more aware of not only like what we're drinking, but also where our clothes are manufactured from, because we all know the exploitation that goes in China, in India, here in the streets of the LA fashion district. Like it's around us, and I think we should be more aware of that. So I
Yeah.
think my issue was, because I'm all for that, obviously she has to import this tequila, and she is bringing some source of economic revenue to Mexico, and that's
Yeah.
wonderful, and I support that. um, Now another thing is, I want to see how much these farmers are getting paid, because
Same.
yes, you are bringing revenue into that, but I want, I hope, and I would pray as well that she understands that her dollar is a lot more in Mexico because it's converted into pesos than it is here in the US. This
Yes.
whole, what I've seen from all the Kardashians and all the Jenners is when the riots go on, when there's, like right now, Asian hate, they want to post things, and that's cute. We could all repost to our story, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now be about your word, because all I see is that you want to fly into Mexico to visit this distillery, and her distillery that makes her tequila also makes 60 other tequilas. So I know that she probably just said, hey, like, and that's how it is too when you go to the LA fashion district. Like, that's literally what it is. And I don't hate on that at all. But like you said, it's like fast fashion. So to me, it's
Yeah.
like, this is fast tequila. Okay. And yes, I
Mm-hmm.
know she's won awards. Great. Wonderful. We all know tequila is great.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Kendall Jenner is putting her name on the tequila. She's not making it. This isn't her recipe. This isn't nothing. She has
Yeah.
a team of people who are going to tell her this is what it is. And she's won awards, and that's wonderful. Thank you. Because by her putting on her name, it does come with like a boost of demand. People want it
Yeah.
because she's a Kardashian or she's a Jenner. Um, and in a way that helps, I guess, because it creates sales, but it also increases prices. So I think that's why, that's also another thing to remember too, that agave in Mexico, it's they're running out. There isn't
Yeah.
enough sugar for this tequila. So that's why you see a lot of these tequila prices, they're high. And that worries the farmers, because then it's like, oh, people are going to go to vodka because vodka's fucking cheap, or
Yeah.
some nasty ass stuff, like
I'll
it's,
be drinking
that's what it,
everything, so.
yeah. So I think with her, I think I would hope that she has somebody on her team that is Latina. Because from the pictures she posted, I've seen that everybody is pretty much Caucasian, which is fine. But I think you should do your research and like her labels, her branding of the bottle. The words were written wrong. It's the like when you're saying things in English, it's not going to be word for word how you say it in Spanish. Sometimes the verb comes before the noun. Sometimes the noun comes before the verb. It's just like that. So her wording on her tequila bottle is wrong. Um, and people could say like, "Oh, it's a little thing," but I mean, if you're gonna honey, you've been winning awards and you put a lot of money into this, I would make sure it's correct. And two, it's also an insult. To other people, it may be like, oh, it's just an error. But it's like, no, that's an insult. You know, like if you talk to the older
Yeah.
generation, how many times have our grandparents corrected us on our Spanish?
All the time, baby. And she still does all the
Yeah,
time.
period. As she should, you
Yep.
know, like that's what it is. Um, I think we have in today's society a very big immigration problem.
Yeah.
Um, you have farm workers here, bro, that are like from her house probably no more than 3 to 4 hours away. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're underpaid heavily. $1 an hour to pick the food
Yeah.
we're eating. I want to know how much pesos that those farm workers are paying to pick the agave and make her tequila.
Because I'm sure she ain't even paying them $1. The
Yeah,
equivalency is just so different. Like,
yeah.
I don't think people get that when you're in third world countries, your dollar has so much value over there. Exactly. Do you see? And this is my thing in reference to that. It's like, okay, Kylie Jenner, you've already been in the public eye where you do your team. I don't know. I just don't know how this whole teamwork thing goes because obviously I don't have a team and I just use my common sense.
Yeah.
But how does your team or even yourself not think about things? For example, when she did the Pepsi commercial, where you can solve
Mm,
social injustice issues by people drinking Pepsi, and then you're like, oh my god, that's not what I get, man. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, like someone needs to like either get fired, girl, or you really need to just come to the hood real quick so you can like be educated. Because at this point, it's like ridiculous where it's just like all these things are happening because you're not literally getting out of the little 818 Valley area that you
yeah,
live, you know?
yeah.
Or like you go to all these prestigious places, but y'all don't know what the hood looks like. And that's
Mm,
cool if you don't, but don't sit here then and go ahead and try to say, oh, well, yeah, this is my brand, my name is on it, this and that. And what do you think? You're not going to expect backlash, and especially if you have the Kardashian slash Jenner name,
mm-hmm.
they receive the most backlash. You would think that your team would be up to par then in order to avoid that, because all
Yeah,
of a sudden your name, of course, is in everyone's mouth.
yeah,
You have yourself, you created this empire, now you have a status to obtain, like,
yeah.
so you need to be okay. You know what, I had an issue before with this. What can I do so that, yes, I want to make my own tequila because I like tequila, let's say, right? That's why she
Mm-hmm.
wanted it, because she likes tequila. Understandable, I love tequila too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are you going to do in order to show your audience that, hey, you know what, yes, I do have a tequila brand, but let me show you everything behind that, like, let's go here,
Yeah.
let's do this. Hey, meet freaking this person who does this, how she lives, like, I feel like you have this platform, but instead of posting here, oh my god, your little twig self, like in the mirror, or this or that, she's so skinny. It's
Yeah, high
I don't
key.
even think it's cute. I don't think it's cute. Honestly, I'm more of a boobs and ass type of person. Like, you
Mm.
feel me? I need
They love
some
the
curves.
thickness.
Yeah, like, you gotta be thick. I'm sorry, maybe I'm discriminatory, but I love my thick girls. Like,
Yeah.
you already know gang stuff. But yeah, I can definitely and honestly say, like, just with her in general, you need to do better. You need to work on what exactly you want to do, because you can have that business and that makes sense. But like, like, think about the product. Think about, these are like our people's culture. Like, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
though, I don't kind of believe in culture appropriation, and I'm probably gonna get like talked about that,
It's
but I
okay, girl.
just
That's your
don't.
opinion.
Yeah, thanks. But I think if you're gonna do something that's not from your culture, give credit where it's due. I do
Yeah. Or
support that,
educate yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's the thing. Like, we live in a society where
you shouldn't be ignorant to things, you know?
Yeah.
And like you said, it's common sense. I mean, God bless the people. Like, some people are just airheads and, you know,
Yeah.
God bless
They
their
lack
souls.
it.
But, you know, like, I agree with you. I do agree that we all cultural appropriate from the clothes we wear, from how we talk,
Yeah.
um, our hair, you know,
Hmm.
our just different things we do. And I've personally seen countless of people who aren't from a specific culture really appreciate and love another culture, whether that
Yeah.
be another Latino, like in another Latino's culture, or whether that be somebody from India respecting the Latino community, or whether that be a person of African descent loving the Latino community, and they embrace that, and I think that's great. But I think the difference is with Kendall Jenner is that it's easy to slap your name on something because it's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I like tequila and I have money, so let's do this, you know? Granted, yeah,
Yeah.
she's been doing this for 3 to 4 years. Cool, great. Congratulations,
Yeah.
honey. But you haven't been doing it long enough to even grow
Your
a
own
tequila
farm.
plant, you
Yeah.
know? Like, you haven't. And I'm not taking anything away from her. Like, great, cool. But to me, I don't think she will ever be able to connect with the Mexican culture because this is from Mexico, okay, guys? Like, this is
Yeah.
Mexico we're talking about. She won't connect with that because I don't think she connects with her own roots. She's of European descent from what we
Woo! They're
looked
not ready
up.
for that. They're not ready for that
And
conversation.
yeah, you know, and it's okay. Like, I get it. Like, everybody wants to say, well, we're fucking American. Yes, bitch, I fucking know. Okay, thank you. But if you really think about it, what does America have in regards to culture? I know I have a
Mm.
lot of privilege here, but as in regards to American culture, what do you want me to talk about? My fucking hot dogs and baseball? Or, you
You
know?
know what I was thinking too? Think of like Kim and Skims, how she does fajas and stuff like that.
Mm,
That is 100% Hispanic culture.
yeah,
Okay? Because baby, I be wearing my fajas all the time.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And you know what? That's another thing I want to bring up too, because it's not just them, it's also us as the consumer. Because
Yeah.
they, like, I think if you own a business, like, you'll understand. Because it's like, if you want to make a perfume, you could go to a perfume company and say, hey, like, I want a perfume that smells like flowers. Okay, we'll send you rose, daisy, and tulips. Boom. Pick one. Natalia Estrada, this is her perfume, it's rose. You know, I'll probably
Yeah.
dress it up cute and shit like that. So that's easy. And I just give them the quick money because I don't want to do the work. I'm not a chemist. I don't know all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But I think us as consumers, us as the Latino community, have a responsibility where, like, okay, so one, we already know we're not going to support this A1A tequila, period.
Yeah.
But all this time and energy we're leaving on her, on, like, these negative comments on YouTube, on her Instagram, that makes her more money, you know. And I want the people to understand that. Like, I want the community of Latinos to understand that. Like, we need to start thinking like business, you know, like, for real. So instead of, like, let's we're just gonna ignore them. They are cast for now. They do not exist.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna go put that energy and lift up the small businesses, small Mex, especially if we're talking tequila. Where are the small Mexican tequila businesses? You know,
Yeah.
where are they? We need to support them. We need to make sure that these Bevmos, Total Wines, local liquor stores, that they are carrying them, because otherwise they're just gonna be in the dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not just for tequila, it's also for clothing brands, it's also for shoes, it's also for books, you know, like, it's all around us, honestly. And I think it's sad that we'd rather support Kim Kardashian and her fajas when I know damn well that Colombia has their own fajas también. And I could be,
Yeah.
I'd rather support my homegirl and her mom because they're doing the faja business than I'm gonna support Kim Kardashian,
Exactly.
because I know where my
100%.
money is going back into my community. And what does that do? We always talk about that. By breaking the cycle of generation of not being of having generational wealth, right? Going to Kim Kardashian, her family's already wealthy. North, whatever her freaking other kids are, they have money for their generations.
Yeah.
Our Latino community doesn't.
That's true.
We have to be mindful of where we're putting our dollars in. And um yeah, I think it's cool. Like, great, thank you for helping the Mexican economy, but I need to know more.
I don't, and this is why I say common sense is not so common. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. She probably likes tequila. I get it. That's something that I get it. But
We all do. No, okay.
I do shit. But it comes to a point where it's also, you have to understand, as a CEO, as a business person, you need to also make the right decision that's not going to hurt your brand. And I feel like anytime she does something that deals with things like this, it affects her, it affects who you are. And then now you just look dumb. Now you're not
Yeah.
overseeing nothing. You're just putting your name on things because it might make you a revenue. But then when you get roped, they're like, oh, but like that's not what I meant. But like this.
And that's what it is. It's like,
that's where the
honey, you're too
818
late.
comes in.
Yeah. Like, I think at that point, it's like you're too late. You should have realized this before, or you should have had a test run. Like, get a group of people, like, show them the tequila. Don't show them your name because you've already gone 3 years anonymously. Get a group of people and show them 818 tequila. I bet you if you would have gotten a group of people who were all Latinos of different cultures or even just Mexican cultures, the bottle would be corrected with the labeling. The 818, maybe it wouldn't be 818. There would have been a lot of questions of probably, okay, who's the distillery and how much are they getting paid? Because I think that's another thing too that like I've been realizing more. It's like if you're first gen, second gen, or you came over here to America, that's wonderful. Like we're here and we're trying to make better for our families. But at the same time, we still have a responsibility of what's going on back home.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't change.
Absolutely.
If anything, now we're at an advantage where we could like really like, what the fuck? Like that is not right. And I could go on to a whole tangent about this. But basically we have a duty to make sure that our home countries are the places where our family descends from, that they're treated right as well. So yes, she's bringing revenue to Mexico, but I think I need a lot more information because cool. But and this is not just for I was gonna call her Kylie Kendall. This is also for The Rock, for George Clooney, for Nick Jonas. They all have their tequilas también. But and then that's another thing, bro. Don't be going to Costco getting Milagros because Milagros, that's a Spanish name, a Mexican name, but it's not Mexican owned. Like if you do your research, a majority of these tequila companies, the bigger ones, they've been bought by.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see if my Hornitos is Mexican then. Hold on 1 second. Because I drank in Milagros and I did not know that actually.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like people have.
How about Herrera? Is that what it's called? Herrera? No, it's not called that.
There's people like some tequila brands have been started from Mexicans, but they've sold it, which in a sense is good, I would say.
Yeah.
Because like you could sell your company for a lot of money. But I mean, those brands I would still support because it was like originated. But yeah, it's just don't be lazy. Do the research. And at the end of the day, like this isn't to tell you like don't do this, don't do that. It's just personally from two Latinas to another. Just be socially aware.
Yes, and Hornitos is, I believe, Mexican owned since 1950. It began also in Jalisco, Mexico, and the founder is Don Francisco, a man who wasn't shy about taking chances to make great tequila.
Aw, I love that. Oh, also, if you guys want a good novela to watch on Netflix, watch Monarca because it is about tequila farms owned by a Mexican tequila company. So pretty good.
Listen, always shop anything Latinx or any minority group in general. I'm done with all the big corporations. Over it. I'm done. All these celebrities, done and over with. I mean, unless I get it, curved girls, we be going through the struggle. I know. But find the best fast fashion that's the most ethical, I would say. So, guys, all in all, do your research. Sit down, have conversations with people. Be uncomfortable, but always come up with a solution on how to move forward at the end of the day. Like, for example, taking the time. Involving, I like to say that I'm pretty ethnic. I like my circle to be people of all different races, all different colors, all different walks of life, everything, because at the end of the day, we're not all the same. There's so many different types of people, you know. So taking
Yeah.
the time to really like, if you have this project, for example, Kendall, please, can you get more people within that ethnic group to help you out? Like,
Girl,
mentally
hire me
accessible.
and trust me, I'll take your business to the skyrocket, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what you need to do, because the people you want, like hiring your friends is not gonna get you anywhere, girl.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, hiring
But
white
yeah.
people ain't gonna get you anywhere either. So
especially when you're doing something cultural. Like,
Yeah.
come on, girl. I mean, if whether you guys like to like think about it or not, tequila is cultural. You know, drinking is cultural. You know, like
yeah,
I'm gonna need y'all to be a little bit more woke and
Yeah.
cultured because.
yeah.
But yeah, so all in all, guys, support small business tequila owned brands. I'll be
Yes.
posting a few of them in another post on the feed. But yeah, so tell your friends about Las Chicas del Barrio podcast. We're still doing our Women on Skid Row event. So donate, share, hit us up if you would like to volunteer with us or come with us. And just remember that we love you so much, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Oh my god, next Wednesday, Brittany will be in LA, people.
Oh, I will. Wait. Oh, we're gonna do a live. I think we should do a live.
Okay, we'll do a live. We'll do a live when I'm picking her up from the airport. So you guys could see.
I'll be crying of happiness because I'm like, wow, reunited with my soulmate, and that's something. Okay. I just want to say that if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm the one that started the soulmate thing, and now everybody wants to do it.
I peeped that.
And I'm like, okay, quiet sips tea. That's none of my business or whatever. But yeah, guys,
credit.
For real. Alrighty, guys. Well, I love you, and I'll see you in West Coast, Best Coast next week.
Period. Bye.